Hi, my name is Joseph Lapp, and this is my tic-tac-toe project for PNP4. Just to get it out of the way at the top, I did end up having to use a tutorial. I used UI Studios. A full link to the exact playlist I used will be in the description down below. Very helpful. Went into a lot of detail and actually explained what they were doing, not just a following by step. So let's just jump right into it so I could show you that it is a fully functional tic-tac-toe board. So when I hit play, as you can see, none of these spaces are interactable. I can't click on anything besides up here where it says X or O, choose a side. So for this, I will click X, and now they all light up blue, and I am able to pick my first spot. So I will pick right here. And as you can see, I'm not selecting where O is going. O is actually set up by a computer. The computer is not set up to pick the most optimal spot. It's set up to pick a random spot that is open. So it is a very beatable computer. Like I'll select here. Let's see if I can beat it in one move. And I will be able to. And just like that, X wins. When the game is over, you are able to hit play again. This time I'll pick the O side. I will try and get the computer to either beat me or draw with me. It is hard to actually get the computer to win because it is just picking randomly. Like this isn't the best layout, but we might have something. Either I will win or the computer will win. And just like that, the computer did beat me. The win conditions are all active. They're all working. The 3 rows, the 3 columns, and then the 2 diagonal slots. Either computer or you can win every time, or you can end in a draw. Every time it ends, you just hit play again, and then you're at the start of the game again. So most of this was done using UI and Canvas. The lines are made from panels. The grid spaces is actually a prefab that I created right there, with the text of either being able to be X or 0. That's all in code. I don't know why I clicked on it. The grid spaces are prefab. Those are all the interactable things. As you can see in the game controller, there's a lot of public variables with the button list, the players, and then the active colors between the buttons at the top that switch as the game goes on. So let me just open up that script, and we'll kind of go through it a little bit. These are all the public things I was just talking about before, what's changeable, that I can even do the colors and whatnot from there. So basically when the game's on awake, the game over panel's not on, obviously. The restart button goes away. The move counts reset to 0, and then the player move which is always going to be in my game, me or the person playing the game. The void update was specifically put in for the computer player. Um, it allows them to as you can see right here, the random range 0 through 8, and lets them put it in an interactable spot to play the game properly. And it only happens if it's not the player move. And as we scroll down, we're setting the starting side, and this kind of goes what I showed in before. But if I pick X, computer side will always be 0. If I don't pick X, computer side will be X, and normal stuff. The start of the game, the set board the board is interactable. The set player buttons aren't, and the start info is also off. As we scroll down a little bit further, we get into the what actually was the majority of this, which is the end turn, and kind of this was where it qualifies what is a winnable game or a draw. And right here you'll see, this is just the first one, but this is the top row, and then it continues with the rows and the columns and the diagonals for the player, and then as you see midway through, it switches to the computer side, which I'll just highlight right there, and then goes through all the computer side winnables. And then and the way I set it to draw is if the move count's greater than or equal to 9, it goes into a draw, because obviously you can't go more than 9 moves anyway in it. Here's where we set the colors for the active and inactive players, and this is basically where everything else is kind of set down here. The game over, switching sides, when you restart the game, what changes and what doesn't change. And yeah, that's pretty much how I did tic-tac-toe for PNP4. Like I said, I did use the tutorial UI Studios. Link will be in the description.